The backyard hummed with conversation, laughter, and the smoky aroma of burgers sizzling on the grill, mingling with the warm evening air. Neighbors spread across the yard. Sarah's co-workers gathered near the patio, chatting animatedly, while I drifted between the grill and the tables, playing the part of the jovial host. On the surface, it seemed like a typical neighborhood get-together, yet beneath my smile lay a heaviness I couldn't shake. Our 9-year marriage had been fracturing for months. Her late nights, the constant proximity of her phone, and the name Derek slipping too often into her stories about work. I told myself I was imagining things, that the gnawing unease was nothing more than insecurity. But when I glanced up from the grill and saw her, the truth hit harder than the smoke stinging my eyes. Sarah was only a few feet away, leaning toward Derek, laughing in that light musical way she once reserved for me. Her hand rested casually on his chest, familiar and intimate, as though I weren't there at all. My chest tightened painfully, a hollow ache that felt like someone had driven a fist straight through me. I stayed silent. Quietly, I slipped my wedding ring off and tucked it into my pocket. A small gesture, invisible to everyone else, but to me it was like tearing open the curtain we'd both been hiding behind. I'd noticed the warning signs before, her vague excuses, the careful deflections whenever I questioned her late nights, and once a deleted message I accidentally found in our shared cloud. "Can't wait for tomorrow," it read, attached to Derek's name. I had wanted desperately to believe I was wrong, that she wouldn't betray us, wouldn't betray Mia, but seeing them together in our own backyard dissolved every shred of doubt. My hands moved automatically, flipping burgers, serving food, smiling at guests, but inside I was on fire. 8-year-old Mia dashed across the grass, her ponytail bouncing, laughing with friends, completely unaware of the storm brewing between her parents. I envied her innocence, her freedom from the weight crushing me. Sarah didn't notice my bare hand. Her attention was fully on Derek, on the way his eyes clung to hers, as if I didn't exist. I weaved through the crowd, pretending, but every brush of my fingers against the pocket where the ring rested reminded me something inside me had irrevocably shifted. When a friend asked casually, "Where's your ring, Tom?" I gave a faint smile and muttered something about taking it off while cooking. Before the words even left my mouth, Sarah's head snapped toward me. Her playful expression faltered. She froze. The confidence she had worn moments before drained away, leaving her pale lips parted in silence. She hurriedly excused herself from Derek, navigating through guests until she reached me. Her voice was low, sharp with panic. "Tom, where's your ring?" Her hand clutched my wrist, trembling, desperate, as if she could force it back onto my finger. "You always wear it?" she whispered, eyes wide, betraying fear, guilt, exposure. I met her gaze evenly, my voice steady even as pain roared through my chest. "Didn't feel right tonight." The silence that hung between us spoke louder than any accusation I could have uttered. Her eyes flicked briefly to Derek, then returned to me, the dawning realization that I knew everything. Derek, across the yard, noticed too. His smile tightened, posture stiffened, and he turned away without a word. Sarah stayed close to me the rest of the evening. The laughter she had shared with Derek vanished, replaced by strained quiet, yet the damage was already carved in stone. When the guests left and the house fell silent, Sarah confronted me again in the kitchen, softer this time, edged with desperation. "Why did you take it off, Tom?" I held the ring up between us like evidence. "I know about Derek," I said quietly. "I saw you tonight." Her breath caught, tears spilling down her cheeks, but she didn't deny it. "It's nothing serious," she whispered, "just flirting." But her wide-eyed panic earlier, the terror when she saw my bare hand, had already told me everything. This wasn't innocent. It was real, and far deeper than she wanted to admit. That night, I didn't stay. I packed a small bag, slipped into Mia's room, kissed her forehead as she slept beside her soccer ball, and left. I drove to a motel, ignoring Sarah's messages flooding my phone. Apologies, excuses, pleas to come back. "It was just a moment," she said. I blocked it all out, remembering the terror in her eyes when her secret was exposed. Later, I dug deeper into our shared cloud, uncovering more deleted messages from Derek. Intimate words, secret plans. I saved them, unsure whether they would be for a lawyer or just a personal reminder why the ring remained in my pocket. By morning, Sarah appeared at the motel. Her eyes were swollen, her face raw from crying. She begged for forgiveness, promising to end it with Derek. "I'll stop seeing him," she pleaded. "I love you, Tom." But love no longer felt sufficient. Love wasn't her hand on his chest, her laughter echoing across our yard, or her guilty silence at the sight of my bare hand. I looked at her and said only what I could. "You chose him tonight, in our home." She collapsed into sobs, but I couldn't reach for her. Removing the wedding band had already drawn a line that could never be erased. In the following days, I focused on Mia. I took her to soccer games, letting her chatter and laughter carry me through the haze. On the field, when she scored and grinned at me from across the grass, I felt something real again, something worth fighting for. Sarah stayed away that day, maybe from shame, maybe from fear. I no longer cared what neighbors whispered or what her co-workers assumed. My concern was Mia, her stability, her future. I quietly consulted a lawyer, uncertain whether to pursue divorce or counseling. But one truth had settled firmly. Sarah's betrayal was hers alone to bear. My silent rebellion, slipping off the ring, had already exposed the truth she had worked so hard to hide. Her panic, her speechless reaction, had been her confession. I would protect Mia, rebuild a path forward, one step at a time. Driving home from the game, her laughter filled the car, brighter than any darkness Sarah had brought into our lives. For the first time in weeks, clarity returned. Sarah's flirtation with Derek had cost her everything: trust, family, perhaps even our future. The missing ring had been my quiet declaration, and her unraveling had been her reckoning. I didn't know exactly where the road would lead, but one thing was certain. Mia would be safe, and I would face whatever came next. Sarah would have to live with the consequences of her choices, her guilty silence echoing in the void where our marriage had once been.